Hi everybody, something a bit different from Sprocket Man Land today. What you currently let me try that in humanoid. What you see before you right now is a 26-inch mountain bike wheel that I've started to tear the hub apart and service. So what the plan is to get all the bits and pieces together that I need, for example bearings, axle, cones, and get it reassembled in a functioning format. So, this is going to be fun. Here's the axle that I've already pulled. So you have, where is it? There we go. Simple lock nut, followed by two spacers, followed by the cone. The cone is the bit that runs against the bearings inside the hub. And then obviously on the insides of the hub there is another bearing surface and a bunch of 1/4-inch ball bearings. As a rule you'd have 9 either side, setting grease to keep them lubricated and moving about. Now the problem this particular wheel was having is, let's do that, the cone on the drive side end is quite pitted and warm, so when the non-drive side was tightened up to take the wobble out of the wheel, the wheel couldn't spin smoothly, it almost stuttered around. So we've got a brand new cone and lock nut for the drive side. I'm going to start off by cleaning all the old grease out, and start afresh. And while that's quite shiny red grease, there is a lot of dirt in it, and that's on the non-drive side. And this is the one where the cone appeared to be in reasonably good condition. The main reason I know it was in good condition is I took some wire wool to it, a wire brush to it. There was some sort of wire involved anyway. And polished the cone up, and there was no hint of damage. Yeah, the inside there looks pretty good. Now on the drive side here, it is pretty gummed up. In fact the dust seals come up as well. Yeah, this is black. Well, brown if you want to be absolutely accurate. I think what may end up happening in here is I might just have to go in with another spinning wire brush just to try and polish it all up. But we'll see how cleaning it goes and whether going that far will be necessary. Well, looking at the state of what's coming out of it, I don't think it's going to be an if it's necessary. Yeah, it's quite pitted, so I'm going to try and polish that up a little bit. There's no point putting in all that effort to put a filthy seal back on, so normally these seals are quite a tight fit, so I would guess the reason that popped off so easily is the hub has been rattling around on the axle and it's just worked it loose. So what I might do before I'm finished is just very slightly flare the outer lip here, so when it pushes in it sits tighter. On the positive side, there's no real signs of damage in there, so that's a ways forward. Now let's see what... That was almost convenient. Good job I didn't make full contact there. That is not a wire brush. That could have been fun, going in with a grinding bit on that and then having to explain to the owner of the wheel why I'm having to buy a whole new freehub body, when I told him it was just going to be a price for a relatively small part. Much better. Okay, so for the next trick, I'll remember where I put my grease. Never a good sign when you go to remove something and it's jammed solid. Now, if you were watching this on some sort of instructional video as opposed to me goofing about fitting things, they'd be telling you to always wear gloves and safety glasses. Well, I've got my glasses on, although technically they're not safety ones. So, I don't know whether you can see that particularly clearly, but I'll wave it in a vague hope that you can. All around here there's lots of little pits and grooves, compared to the new one, which is all beautifully shiny and completely unmarked, and has a rubber seal on it, which is quite nice, because the old one hasn't. So all I'm going to do to begin with, effectively what I'm doing is assembling the drive side. The drive side, really and truly, once it's done up, you only ever take it apart to replace the cone, as I'm having to do here. Because when it's in the wheel itself, it doesn't get to turn, but you can't see it because it's hidden by the cassette lock nut. And the last one you want springing loose is this one, because it is simply a nightmare to sort out. So when I get this done up, I will lock it down as tight as I can. Just give the old washer a quick wipe over. There's no point putting old dirt on new parts. And then the new lock nut itself goes on. And there we have the drive side assembled. What I'm going to do now is shove 9 washers into the grease that I've just put into the hub. Move my spanners out of the way while I do this. Then I'll put the dust cap back on, feed the axle through, 9 washers in the other end. Do I want to do it that way up? Or shall I put 9 washers in? This is one of those moments when I can't decide for the best. Yeah, I'll stick the 9 bearings in on the opposite side first, then the drive side, and what on earth have I just done with that? Oh, am I having a brain moment? That's the dead one. I knew I'd dropped something. Right, I'll be back in a moment.